Oh my god. I swear to God, technology does anything else weird tonight, I'm going to throw my computer against the wall. What's up, guys? Welcome to Digital Dive-In, the proper gaming talk show. It's your boy, Mr. Monkey. With me today is SGK. We're just doing a twofer episode today because not a whole lot happened in gaming, really, besides the Nintendo Direct. And the Nintendo Direct ended up being a little bit lackluster, in my opinion. I didn't see a whole lot about it from the gaming community online at all, except for like two announcements, really. Like even the Smash announcement was not that big. But so we're going to touch on the Nintendo Direct, and then we're also going to touch on the Mortal Kombat movie trailer because it's a video game movie, and I wanted to talk about what this movie is doing differently than others and why this movie might be good. But before we start, I just want to remind you guys, if you have not already, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with all your friends. Anyways, the Nintendo Direct happened yesterday. It was the first actual Nintendo Direct since 2019 at E3. Since we didn't have E3 in 2020, they did the Nintendo Direct Mini. And I'm honestly, first thing I just want to bring up, I'm confused why we're getting a Nintendo Direct this early in 2021, especially after they already announced that E3 is coming back. Kind of weird that they would just do a Nintendo Direct. Like,
to me, I think it's actually kind of brilliant because here's the thing: they already know they're not announcing a new console, so that hype's died for 2021. Number two, they already know that the Wii is kind of lacking in a lot of its games and a lot of its power, so
dude,
it needs to bring.
The Wii hasn't been
This is pretty
around in
much
forever. What are you talking about, the Wii?
Switch. Whatever. The Wii. It's just a Wii with two extra controllers. Like, I don't know what you want me to say.
I mean, that's fair. But yeah, no, the Switch has actually been going pretty strong. I mean, yeah, they don't have a whole lot of new games coming. A lot of the games that they're getting are ports. Speaking of which, they did announce a ton of ports during the Nintendo Direct. But we're really just going to be touching on three things during this whole video. Which we'll get to in a moment. But yeah, Switch has been going pretty strong, I think. I mean, their biggest claim to fame is Mario, Smash, and Zelda. So
Claim to fame is their invention, being able to take it from TV to a handheld. And I was
yeah,
like, that's actually pretty fucking brilliant.
yeah.
Excuse the F word. That's actually pretty brilliant. So like, I was just like, if Sony had something like that, they'd be quadrillionaires by now.
I
Like,
mean,
if
they
they
have
actually.
remote play, but that doesn't really work out the same.
But
But yeah,
nothing that compares to the Switch.
yeah, nothing.
So like I give Switches praise, but this is pretty much a way to like resurrect hype for the Switch because they know they're not coming out with a new console and there's nothing really game bending that's going to happen out of their new
Yeah.
game. So
But yeah, the reason I brought up that this Nintendo Direct was a little bit lackluster was because there weren't really many new games, new big games. They announced like a lot of smaller games. They announced a new spin-off of Dynasty Warriors. They announced a couple ports, but going from the beginning to the end for the biggest announcements, first we got two new characters, technically one, I guess, for Smash, and they are Pyra and Mithra from
yeah,
Xenoblade Chronicles. More sword characters,
yeah,
because that's apparently what Smash needs is more sword
so
characters.
broken. It's so broken.
I mean, I'm a sword player. I'm a rushdown character main. I play Cloud whenever I play Smash, and I love him to death. I'm not great. I'm not great at all, but I just love playing. But yeah, the general consensus with Smash is, sorry, is that there's too many sword users in the game. There's just way too many, and they're adding one, technically two more to the game. I'm like, I mean, to be fair, I don't really know who else you could add at this point. You got freaking everyone nowadays, but
Literally, you have to start doing crossovers like they did with whoa, what makes Smash Smash? Like
pretty much, I gotta just work on getting new characters. Also, I would like to see.
I
Or
can see them.
we already got Sephiroth, who's a new Final Fantasy character.
I can see them picking Heihachi from Tekken or like
Yeah, if we
somebody
dig
from
out
Soul
some more Tekken
Calibur.
characters, they only have like 2 Tekken characters or Street Fighter characters technically. Is it?
Yeah,
Is it Street Fighter or Tekken?
no, it's Street Fighter
Street Fighter, yeah, okay.
because Tekken is a whole other company. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. But anyway, so you get technically two more characters in Smash. That's kind of cool, I guess. If you're into Smash, and everyone's into Smash, let's be honest. But even the announcement for Smash, like I didn't hear anyone talking about it, and Smash is usually like the biggest announcement ever. So it's like, oh god, this is not bode well for the rest of this Nintendo Direct. The second biggest one was Splatoon 3, and from the trailer, it just looks like same old Splatoon with new characters and a new map. That's about it. I didn't see anything new about the game besides the area that you're playing in.
Funny because like I had a couple friends that were just like, I was like,
you're cutting out,
direct
man.
that you like because like, am I?
Yeah.
Hello?
Don't strain the cord.
I'm not. I'm not. No, I had a couple friends that were just like, "Hey, did you like the Nintendo Direct?" They were just like, "There wasn't really much like, meh." I'm like, "These are people that have a Switch." Like they were just like, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Only...
Exactly. So the people who actually have a Switch that are looking forward to this weren't big fans of it. Like, what does that tell you, honestly? But either way, Splatoon. If you're into Splatoon, you got a new game coming. I guess that's cool. Again, I don't have a Switch. I don't play Splatoon, so I'm over here just like, cool, Splatoon.
Guys, hey, but this is a gaming channel. Respect all forms of gaming, no matter how childish.
I love Splatoon. You know? The game is great. It's a ton of fun. I played the original, like the first one that came out, but I haven't played them since, so.
Yeah, everybody that plays Splatoon 1, I've heard that there's like, yo, I just can't wait. Like, it's such a good game. And I'm like...
There's a cult following for Splatoon, so...
Literally. I don't understand it.
I don't know either. And the last big announcement, I guess the biggest announcement from the Nintendo Direct was that we are getting a HD port of Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. That's kind of cool. Even though I haven't played a Zelda game since the Game Boy. So I don't have a Switch, so I didn't play Breath of the Wild, which I know everyone was expecting a Breath of the Wild 2 announcement, but apparently that's coming later this year.
Let's talk about that.
I honestly think that we're going to get the Breath of the Wild 2 announcement at E3. I almost guarantee it.
But let's talk about how there was an actual official announcement to all the fuckboys. To all the people that are just ride or die hard. Yeah, they're just like, hey, look, calm down.
You're not gonna get it today.
Today. But we have something else for you. Like
more Zelda, another port. Woo! Play old games because we know you'll buy them. No, I don't know. It's just like HD ports are cool, remasters are cool. We talked about this in last week's episode. They're all well and good. But of course, we all want a new game. And honestly, we just didn't really see that in this Nintendo Direct.
I can see Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I can see it sweeping entire consoles, dog.
Oh,
like,
no.
I can see people just buying the Switch
gonna happen.
Just for Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh, 100%. That's what people did.
I can see that I can see the Switch outselling PS5 and Xbox Series 1 or whatever the fuck it's called.
I mean, I don't
just because of Breath of the Wild 2.
I mean, maybe. And we have been seeing a lot of games from PlayStation, Xbox, and PC getting ported over to the Switch. So that's kind of cool. We saw The Witcher 3. There was Apex Legends is getting ported over in March. That was also in the Nintendo Direct. That's kind of cool. But
also, if you want to even talk numbers, like the actual Wii outsold the PS3 and the fucking and the Xbox 360. So like, I can see it doing it again. I can see we
it needs
scoping it
better.
out of nowhere.
It just needs to. They need to fix the drift issue. I don't know if it's still fixed or not. And
Oh yeah, that's true.
they just need better games. Honestly, they just need
Yeah,
more like first party games. That's really what they need is more good first party games. Like the most people who play Switch, or the most people who don't have a Switch, they don't really want these Dynasty Warrior games, these strategy games, these little like Plants vs Zombies.
I
Like
mean, yeah,
they
but
don't give a
that's
shit,
the
you
problem
know?
with Nintendo. They've pigeonholed themselves into this
Exactly.
family friendly whatever.
And talking about pigeonholing themselves, video game movies. We got a new trailer for Mortal Kombat, the new movie that's coming out, and it doesn't look bad. And I know it's a movie, and as we
See,
said that we're only going to be talking about video games, but I wanted to bring this up just because video game movies have traditionally been horrible movies. Monster Hunter movie
you're
was
right about that.
trash. Uh,
Seen that yet, so we don't know.
I don't care. It's bad. I just know it's bad. The Mario Bros. Movie, just no. The original Mortal Kombat movie, while nostalgic as hell, doesn't hold up. It just doesn't. The soundtrack is dope. The story is awesome. Special effects are bad. Just bad and cringy and just
It holds
no.
up.
It does not hold up. I
It
okay.
holds up.
I'm
It
also in
holds
the
up.
community who didn't see it growing up. So I'm on the outside of this looking in. So sorry.
So yeah, I mean,
But anyway.
on the chat, yeah.
Yeah. But we're not talking about old movies. We're talking about Mortal Kombat. Video game movies kind of had to come back with Sonic, and that movie was fantastic. Detective Pikachu was another example of a great video game movie, even though it wasn't really based off of a video. Well, it kind of was based off of a video game, right? Like Detective Pikachu, kind of. But it was its own original story, which is cool. Like a lot of these games, like I think the one thing that they've been doing well is that they're telling an original story without just throwing the original lore away. You know?
I feel like there's really no way to translate Pokemon into the real world without making somebody either seem crazy, demented, an animal abuser, or any of the following horrible things you could be
That's
while
fair.
training a Pokemon.
That's totally
So,
fair. But still, the Detective Pikachu movie was legitimately good. It was legitimately good. It had a good story, had great acting. Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu was fantastic. The plot was kind of far fetched, but it worked because it's Pokemon and you can literally do whatever the hell you want with that world.
plots, why would they pick Detective Pikachu? Of
Because
all of the canon things to do,
because
they could have done Ash Ketchum.
otherwise you're just gonna do like a regular video game story, which we've all seen. The reason why a lot of video game movies aren't good is because they just try to do a retelling of a story that we've already played through. I mean, that's
It's
why.
not that. It's not that. It's just that it doesn't do it well.
Well,
Like it
exactly,
doesn't do it
exactly,
justice.
exactly. So like we're seeing that with the Witcher series, even though that was based off of the book, not the games. Either way, we're going to see that with the Last of Us part or the Last of Us series. By the way, Pascal is Joel. Perfect choice. But like they're all telling stories that even the Uncharted movie that they're making, they're all telling stories that we had not seen in the games. And the new Mortal Kombat movie, we're seeing kind of like an origin story, but not really an origin story. We're seeing an original character, I think. I think we're seeing an original character.
Say
His name is Cole.
that
I don't remember a guy named Cole in the game, so I think that's an original character.
I would say that I feel like I'm a little bit torn because you can always say that you're deviating away from what's in the books or what's doing whatever,
Yeah,
but then it also defeats the point of it being
exactly.
something reminiscent of what you grew
Well,
up
no,
with.
exactly.
Like,
That's why I've been saying like they need to stick to the lore, stick to the gaming history of whatever game they're doing. They need to stick to what that game is, how that game feels, but tell a story that we haven't heard yet, and that's really really hard to do. I mean, that's why the Assassin's Creed movie was a total flop because they tried to
Without
tell
it being an origin story. Because
exactly like they tried to tell an
yeah,
original story, which is easy to do in the Assassin's Creed universe. They introduced like a bunch of new characters. They still had Abstergo and the Templars and everything, but the animus was wrong. The acting was just flat. The plot was just dull, and it didn't really draw on a lot of the Assassin's Creed lore that we see in the games.
I think that most video game movies they they like they like get a lot of things right and also get a lot of things wrong, and that's why people have a hard time judging them because where it's just like, yeah, you got the old school Mortal Kombat. You've played 1980s Mortal Kombat. It's
Yeah,
very much reminiscent of the 1990s movie Mortal Kombat.
that is totally fair.
So
I will give you that. That's
you
totally fair.
know, you know, it's really hard to translate video games to movies, movies to video games without something
Mhm.
getting lost. I feel
Exactly,
like
exactly. But
so.
again, I feel like Sonic did a really, really, really good job at making a
Yeah,
genuinely amazing video game movie. And same thing with Detective Pikachu. Same thing with The Witcher. Again, book, but they drew a lot of inspiration from the games. Let's be honest here. Like all the fight style and his look in general, straight from the games. Come on. But yeah, I don't know. The trailer for the new trailer that we saw for Mortal Kombat, it looked really good. I had some gripes with it, but it looked really good. Like
remember the last fighting video game movie we got was that Street Fighter remake in 2015. Yeah,
oh,
that was the last time they attempted
that
to
was
do a video game movie.
that was almost as bad as the Dragon Ball Evolution movie. Oh my god. Oh, jeez. They're both on the same level for being as shitty. Like
Because it kicked off a series of horrible Netflix live action adaptations that we just did not need.
that too. And you can say the same thing for like live action anime adaptations. Like that it just doesn't work, okay? But no, I think my biggest disappointment from this trailer, one is Raiden. He looks way too young, and it's just weird because I'm so used to seeing him in like 50s, 60s, older, older, wiser Raiden. Now this could be younger Raiden, and that'd be fine, but it just seems weird that they would go for a younger right off the. I don't know because
Same thing to do with.
we haven't seen younger Raiden in the games in fucking
See,
forever.
it's the same thing they do with superhero movies. Like, how many times do they start a superhero at 16, 17, 18,
No,
19
you're
instead
right.
of
You're right.
starting them at like 20, 30s when they've already like gotten their
That's
shit
true.
in,
No, no, I
So,
get it. And we also got to
so I
see
mean,
we got to
a
see Liu
younger
Kang.
Raiden.
We got to see. Well, the thing is,
Mhm.
like, we got to see Liu Kang and all those guys, Sonya Blade, who are essentially the same age as Raiden now, and that's kind of not right
Well,
because
in the originals, he wasn't an all-powerful god yet. In the
true.
original, like it
Okay,
took it to Mortal
that's
Kombat
fair.
2, the Mortal Kombat movie 2, and then he was just like,
Yeah,
Raiden. You know what I'm
yeah. So
saying? So.
this might just be like the younger years of Raiden, and maybe they'll do some. Maybe they'll just keep him young and then have him grow up with all the other characters, or some time shit. I don't know. Whatever. My
Dude, I can't wait to see who is Johnny Cage. I can't wait to
Me
see who's
too.
gonna be that cocky asshole.
I'm excited for Johnny
Like,
Cage. But we got to see Jax, and we got to see why he has robot arms, and that's kind of cool. Everything's kind of centered around Scorpion and Sub Zero, mainly Sub Zero, who looks dope, by the way. He looks
run
great in
pick
this
my fucking
in this movie.
spot.
He looks so great. But Scorpion, I feel is a little bit lacking so far because like we heard his "get over here" line, and usually is like just whenever he hears like it takes over, it's like "get over here." But in this one, he's just like "get over here." I'm like,
I think they're going for a more
eh,
realistic kind of feel because,
no,
like,
no.
if you hear some grown ass man like, it's not going to
Yeah,
sound
that's
intimidating.
Scorpion. That's
If
Scorpion. You need
if
like low groveling. Get over here.
if you
Like
hear somebody that's like,
it's like
"Yo,
to
get over
finish
here,"
him. Like you need the same feel for that. And also
but like,
his costume was just a little bit weird. His face mask just didn't look like it fit properly. But that's just me. That might be
They showed
nitpicking.
off. I don't think they've showed off the best version of Scorpion though. I think that was
No,
just
they
like a
definitely
little
did not.
teaser.
That definitely
It
did
was
not.
just
I
like,
hope they
you
refine him a
know,
lot before the movie comes out.
he doesn't need to be screaming and fucking howling all the time.
That's
Like,
fair.
you got to translate things properly from video games to movies. So like,
Yep.
video games, everything's going to be exaggerated. Everything's going to be like, but like, not in a like when somebody does a get over here in a video game, you want it to fill your headphones. You want to hear
Exactly.
all of it.
So when
But
when he says that in
but
the
in a
movie,
movie,
you want that to be
but in a
like,
movie, you gotta think of a realistic escape. He's a
yeah,
ninja. He's trying to kill somebody. Hey, get over here! Like he's not gonna fucking be like,
yeah.
like he's not gonna
But
scream.
at the
Like
same
he's just
time,
like,
it's
yo,
Mortal
get over here.
Kombat,
Like,
and that's his line, and it needs to sound great. But guys, we want to hear from you. What do you think about everything we talked about today? What do you think about the Nintendo Direct? Were you a fan of it? Were you just kind of let down? What do you think about all the big announcements? Let us know. And same goes for the Mortal Kombat trailer. What do you think about video game movies in general? What do you think about the trailer? Do you have the same gripes as us? We want to hear from you. Let us know whatever you're thinking in the comments section below. If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, you're not subscribed yet, what's wrong with you? Get on that shit. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell so you get notified whenever these videos go live. Share this video with all your friends, strange cousins out in Montana. Maybe this video will keep people warm in Texas. Who knows? Make sure you get our names out there. Also, we are going to be streaming basically on every single social media platform. I'm going to be streaming over on Facebook Gaming. Jules is going to be over on Twitch. We might do some like evening, like small news stories over on Instagram Live. And then as well, maybe post some stuff over to YouTube Live. Who knows? We're going to be everywhere. So make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then subscribe to Facebook or subscribe to YouTube. You know what I mean. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay excellent. And we'll see you guys in the next video.